Hey everybody, General Gray here. Thanks for stopping by to watch another video. Today I'm playing a little bit of Hardcore Kill Confirmed. I do pretty decent, not perfect, but pretty good. But I wanted to tell you guys about my first car. As you saw in the picture, my first car, it was a 1979 Chevy Suburban. Now the picture is not my car by any means. Mine was possibly the ugliest car you could ever imagine. There was more rust on that car than anything else. I mean, it was red, it had the white stripe and everything, but even the white was kind of like brownish from fading and rust. This car was ugly. I mean, the ugliest car imaginable. And my parents put new carpet in their house. It was 1997. They put new carpet in their house, and I took the remaining carpet and put it inside the car because I needed carpet in it, and I wasn't going to buy car carpet because it was just too expensive, so I used spare bits and pieces and I covered the interior floor. It worked. It was ugly, but it worked. And so I got that done, and then I went to the junkyard and I got as many speakers as I possibly could, because back then I thought, nah, the more speakers, the better it'll sound. Well, I was obviously wrong, but I got it to work. Bought a new stereo, put it all in, had like 18 million car speakers inside it on the hood, or on the roof, and in the panels and stuff like that. This car, we used to drive it everywhere, me and my buddies. We went all over the place. In St. Louis, we were about 40 to 45 minutes from Six Flags. We used to take it down there because we could fit everybody in it. And at $10 a car for parking, when you could fit, 10 people in it, it was a lot cheaper than taking, 3 cars or 4 cars. So we took my Suburban, which was huge, horrible gas mileage. Gas prices were like 75 cents a gallon, so everybody kind of pitched in and, paid for gas and paid for, parking. And we used to drive this thing everywhere. I mean, I would take it off-roading. For some reason, I couldn't get it stuck. It was a 3/4 ton. Could not get it stuck. And it was beast. It was beast, and it was, like I said, the ugliest. It was the ugliest car on the road. I drove it way too fast. I bought it from a friend of my dad's. He wanted $500 for it. I think it was $500. Yeah, $500 for it. So I bought it. It was running on 7 cylinders, and I drove it that way for almost a year. And we had fun in it. We would go, get a whole group of us if we wanted to go and TP somebody's house or something like that. We would just, we'd take it and we could fit everybody we wanted. We went up and we had like stuffed animals of Batman and stuff like that we would tie a rope to and put it out on the trailer hitch. And we would tow it around and people would honk at us, and we used to drive down the highway, and those little antenna toppers. I'm not saying I was the greatest child by any means. I caused a lot of trouble. But we would drive around on the highway, and anybody who had an antenna topper, we would drive right up next to them, depending on what side, whoever was riding the back seat or the front seat. We'd drive up right next to them, and we'd take it off. And people would get so pissed. We caused a lot of trouble, and we did a lot of that stuff all the time. No matter what we did, we were finding ways to get in trouble with this vehicle. I didn't get any speeding tickets on that vehicle, but by far it was probably the one that I have the most memories in, because we did so much stuff. I would drive it to work. I drove it to friends' houses. We drove it to Six Flags. We drove it everywhere. And the thing about it, like I said, it was big. And everybody could fit in it. So that's what we did. We would just, go out and drive this vehicle instead of taking everybody else's cars. And everybody else had nicer cars. I had the worst car out of all my friends. I had the ugliest car out of all my friends. Everything about this car was horrible. but, you know, like I said, it was mine. And a lot of people, you know, they would make fun of it. But then again, like, I had friends that had 4x4 trucks, and they had some really nice trucks. Hey, why don't you go mudding with us? I'm like, I don't really have a 4x4. But you know what? Whatever. I'll go out there anyway. I would go out there, and these guys would be driving their Broncos and Blazers and all this that are, I mean, just beautiful trucks. I mean, they were built for the mud. And they would go out there, and they didn't know how to drive in the mud, so they would hammer it. You know, and, you know, spin the tires in the mud. Well, as soon as you spin the tires in the mud, you're going to get stuck, especially out in the Midwest. So they would spin them, they'd get stuck, and I'd just drive on out real nice and easy, and I would go and pull their trucks out. You know, we had this area that had probably 20 million, I mean, not really, but had a whole ton of these little 1-inch trees. And I mean, they were everywhere. So what I would do is I would drive out, and I would go and just drive through them. And I made a bumper for this thing. The bumper was solid steel bars. I welded them together and all that kind of stuff. They were not pretty by any means. Like I said, ugly truck. And the welding job fit the truck as well. But I put this bumper on there, and I could just drive straight through them. This truck had dents everywhere, rust everywhere, and everything. And after driving through those trees, it was even worse. I even had more dents and more busted up stuff on it, but I didn't care. I actually blew a tire driving over one of the little trees that we had run over. But overall, it was just a fun overall car. Or truck, I should say, because it wasn't really a car, it wasn't a truck. It was an SUV, and it was huge. It was 21 feet long. I don't remember how wide it was, but it was so much fun to drive around. You know, we just... You couldn't ever get too many people in it. I mean, no matter what, I could fit, you know, 3 in the front seat, 3 in the back seat, 3 along each side in the back, which is another 12, because you got the back behind the back seat. Then you got on the left side, the right side, and on the tailgate. And if you wanted to, you could put even more. But with that many people, everybody could sit comfortably. It was so big, it could fit that many people comfortably. So with 12, 15, 18 people, I could easily carry 18 people and pretty much do whatever I wanted. And like I said, we took it everywhere. We caused so much trouble with it. We did everything you weren't supposed to do with a car. I did not take care of that car. Did not do oil changes. I even put a used tire on it when I blew it because I didn't want to spend money on it. And being 18 years old, there was no such thing as having money at 18. You didn't have it. So I ended up losing the car when the oil and everything finally gave out and I cracked the engine block. And, you know, I learned from that, you know, you got to take care of a car, do stuff once in a while to be able to, you know, have a car that's going to last you. So, like I said, I just completely destroyed that car. But we had a lot of fun in it. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the little story, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we did that one. Do it again.